My name is Rasleka Chevalier, and I'm a senior here at Cabrini College. I'm 22 years old, and I'm Haitian American. In the third grade, living in New York, Brooklyn, it was in class, and this kid was like, he literally asked a question, like, why are you so dark? And it was just like out of the blue. And he was just like, why are you so dark? And I'm like, because I'm black. Like, what do you want me to say? And he just kept going at it and at it. And he kept asking me all these questions. And I answered, and he was like, oh, you're Haitian? Ew, Haitians are dirty. I went off. When I was younger, I got into a lot of fights mainly because somebody always had some type of feeling against me because I was black. I mean, living in New York, that usually doesn't happen because it's so integrated with so many different cultures and different people, so you don't really expect it. Reaction, angry because I was getting asked like 21 questions, and even more angry when he said that Haitians are dirty. Like, you don't know me, you don't know my culture. This is where I was born. This is my family. So I got really defensive. There's been many altercations of me being discriminated against. I'm gonna use that word because I feel it's the most accurate. Mainly because of my background, my cultural background. I'm Haitian, and people have a lot of misconceptions about Haitians. I just feel like I'm a very strong person, and I'm animated about the things I feel. And if I feel like I have to defend myself or any other person for that matter, I would. Like, I'm very blunt, honest, and that's how I like to keep it.
Racism is not dead. I just want to make it as clear as possible. I want people to see because it's not dead. Like, people come at me because I have a white boyfriend. It's like, okay, and people come at him, oh, you act black. It's like, it's always gonna be something. Like, no, you can never make anybody happy. Like, I feel like that's the moral of life. You can't make anybody happy.
Application happened in high school with the teacher. He was a sub, basically. When my friend said, oh, you're cute for a black girl, and he agreed, which was like, and I was like, what do you mean cute for a black girl? He was like, for a dark-skinned person, you're pretty cute. And I was just like, that's really fucking rude. And again, I went off. Usually, most of my answers end in violence, but I try to talk it out first, but people don't listen, and then I forget what happens in between, and it just ends up in violence. Usually, I like to have discussions because I want to understand what you don't understand. Does that make sense? Like, I want you to tell me what you really think instead of just saying it's a bias that you just think it's true. Like, what do you really think? Oh, you're cute for a black girl. It's like, well, what makes you think I'm just not cute as a person? Like, it's just the black girl part that really gets me, and I really try to understand where they're coming from. And then when it doesn't really like get through their heads, or I can see like it's complete ignorance, that's when I really get upset because you're not listening to me. You're just saying what other people think, and you're just like going with it because you really don't understand, and you're just ignorant to the fact. Like, you don't really want to learn. You're just saying it to say it, and that just pisses me off.
Like, I have a friend whose grandmother was a slave. Like, that's how real it is. That's how much we haven't gone anywhere. Yes, we made some come-ups. Yeah, we got a black president for sure, whatever. But it's not really as big of a come-up as people think it is. Because there's, no matter what, going back to the job force, there's always going to be a stature against you. Not only for racism or whatever it is, whether there is always going to be a race card played into it because that's how society works. Whether you want to see it or not, yes.
In general, deal with insecurities. This just kind of enhanced my insecurities, but I learned to get over it eventually. Like, I just had to learn the hard way that people are who they are, and you can just either ignore them or listen to them. I see something that has to do with racial profiling or anything racially. I feel like it's in my nature for me to always advocate for matter. So I will be angry, but not like aggressively angry, if that makes sense. I won't like come at the person and say, well, you're stupid, because I wouldn't like put my personal opinions. I would definitely try to just advocate and discuss instead of just blatantly being angry and starting to fight, because I know better now. When I was younger, I couldn't really control my emotions because as a teen or as an adolescent, you're going through that, so you really can't grasp your emotions because they're all over the place. Your hormones just all over the place. So me being more in touch with my emotions and my understanding now of what racial profiling and racial slurs and discrimination against all types of things, I understand it better now, so I understand how to approach the situation.